buddy? What up? What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Blood Splatter Chatter. Happy Friday the 13th. We began this 3 Friday the 13th ago. We started gathering every Friday the 13th to talk about one of the movies, and this is the third one that we're doing. Obviously, Friday the 13th, Part 3, the introduction of the iconic hockey mask. And we will be giving away this one right here. Actually, I'm going to give you guys some options. I've got this mask. I'm willing to part with any one of these. So I'm going to give it up to the person that wins this trivia. You get an option between this one, fucking this one, or this one. So we'll get into the details of that. And all these, basically, since we did our last show, like literally like right after we did our last Friday the 13th one on part 2, my new obsession became making these custom Jason masks. I found Big Hush on YouTube. Super simple instructions. You just follow his shit, and you too can make dope stuff. Out of
that's awesome.
These, all these were blanks right here. And they just little paint, little razor scraping, and it's good clean fun. So we've got an elite group with us, man. My brother, Mr. Rock and Robbie Billups. Welcome back, brother.
Yo, station pop boom. Happy to be here. Friday the 13th, man. Always a pleasure to talk it with you here on Blood Splatter Chatter. Let's go.
There you go. And what up, my brother, Missing Link? Always with me. Always love having you here, man.
Oh yeah, happy to be here as well. I didn't realize it was Friday the 13th until earlier today. I should have pieced it together with the movie and everything, but that was like, oh shit, it is Verno with a nice and thematic. But happy to be here.
Hell yeah. And then my man Eric, right when I started this channel, because I met you when I was doing the Cerebros and we were talking comics, and as soon as I started a horror channel, you said, bro, when you cover Friday the 13th, you're like, I'm a Jason fan, so let me know. And I think your favorite one is part 6, but yeah, I'm happy to have you here to talk part 3 and the franchise as a whole. We're going to be talking Jason in general.
Let's get spooky. I'm pumped.
Hell yeah. Happy to be here. And then, of course, Wes, my brother, Wespresso Films on Instagram and TikTok. You're something different on TikTok, but love having you here, man. You were here for the last Friday show we did, and stoked that you could make it back, bro.
Hell yeah. Thank you for having me. This is actually, I don't know. It goes back and forth. This is one of my upper favorites of the Friday the 13th series. Even though it's so cheesy and corny, I love this one. So I'm excited to get into it.
Hell yeah, man. I said there was one of the questions when we did this last time. I had like a little warm-up questions where I asked everybody their history with the franchise and their favorite movie in the franchise. And this was the answer I gave. And I'll kind of debate it with myself as we go through this conversation. It's either 2 or 3. That's my favorite one. And they have their ups and they have their downs. But I don't know. They all have, the first 4 have these badass endings. And that to me is what really weighs heavily in my mind when I'm thinking about which ones are my favorites. But Eric, since you weren't here for the last time when we talked, and I want to know, what's your history with the franchise? Just your thoughts on Jason, and what's your favorite one in the franchise and why?
Yeah, so my first exposure to Jason, it's one of those things. When I was a kid, it's like a pop culture icon. Like when I was a kid, people who grew up with Friday the 13th were making cartoons, so I was watching Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy, and there's a bunch of Jason references in there. So he's always been a figure in my head. I remember some kid at Sunday school while I was in 2nd grade being like, let me tell you the story of Jason Voorhees. And I was like, ooh. And, once I got old enough to watch them, it was that weird era of my video store closed, but streaming wasn't booming yet, especially for a franchise like Friday the 13th where the rights are all over the place with different entries. So a lot of mine was reading Wikipedia, then watching the movie super grainy. As I was watching this one, I was like, this is the best quality I've seen this in a long shot. So just kind of watching that and, kind of just learning about this era of slasher films and learning about, and I love Jason. My favorite is part 6. I think that's the one that introduces how Jason is known in pop culture as its indestructible force. But I think that one for me just has the perfect mix of fun, goriness, and a bit of comedy and like some action here and there. That's very different from the rest of the franchise. That's my favorite. I saw a screening of it last Halloween in theaters, and
really,
only first time I've seen one in theaters, so that was a big moment for me. It was a great time.
He's one of those cool New York guys like Corallo that sees all these cool screenings and
Yeah.
Well, just the other day, I was watching it at the theater. Yeah,
shit.
big Joe
We-
Is that
Corallo.
we do not get those kind of screenings here in I won't say where I'm at, but in the outskirts of Chicago, I'll just put it that way.
Yeah,
In
I
Chicago,
watched
they
a
get it. Not
foreign
here.
animation film last week. It was whatever, though. Pretty normal day for me.
You guys in the chat that are just joining in, stick around. We're going to be reviewing the film, and then we're going to get into some trivia where we will be giving away a Jason mask to you guys and another one to the panel. So stick around. But Mr. Rock and Robbie, what I want to know, because this is the way I look at this, every Friday the 13th, it's not just a celebration of the franchise, but a celebration of horror in general, and specifically 80s horror, and even more specifically 80s slashers. So that was the thing I asked all you guys this time, is like, what is your favorite non-Friday the 13th 80s slasher? And Robbie, I'm sure you got a good one.
Well, I mean, I had to think about it because there's a lot of potential, like really great ones. Like I could have been funny and picked something like Pieces, right?
Well,
Because
it's on my short list.
Pieces is up there, right? But honestly, when I had to think about it and really diving into what a slasher is, where the slasher genre kind of started and cemented itself, like obviously Friday the 13th is a big part of that. So with the Halloween, right? But I always go back to Psycho, and Psycho 2 is what I'm going to pick, right?
It's on my list too.
2. Oh, there you go. I see. Psycho 2 is absolutely amazing. Tom Holland killed that script. That script is absolutely amazing. That is the unmakeable sequel, a sequel to Psycho, like 20 years later, but they killed it. It was so good all the way through. Every time I watch it, it's amazing. And you want to talk about great endings? That's got a great ending that even may come close to topping the original ending of Psycho. So I'm going with Psycho 2. That movie is perfection, in my opinion.
I agree 1,000%. Wes, I know you agree too, because that was
Psycho 2 is dope. I love that movie.
When we talked favorite franchises, you had that as your number one franchise for horror, which is a great fucking choice. I've only seen that once, and I bought it right away. I watched it a couple years ago and loved it. I couldn't believe just like how good it is. When you've got something as prestigious as Psycho, you think there's no way that they could follow up with it.
Yeah, and just the whole concept of that Norman's not the killer in the movie, but because everybody distrusts him so much, it turns him back into the killer. When he puts that shovel on that woman's head at the end, I'm just like, yo, let's go, man.
Yes.
Well, part of what's so great about it is like how it's just that. Well, I guess you spoiled it for anyone that doesn't know, but you don't know. It does really kind of keep you guessing whether or not he is the killer the whole time, which is pretty clever thing to do when you know that he should be the killer. But what up, chat? You guys, again, stick around. Let me know that you guys are down there. Say hi to us in the chat. I'm gonna need a good amount of you to win this mask. I'm gonna need a crowd in here to play this trivia game. So don't make me look like a complete ass, guys. I really need you tonight.
Off your hand.
But Missing Late, my brother, what did you come up with? I know 80s slashers isn't necessarily your favorite genre, but I'm sure you could come up with one.
The Burning. I enjoyed that quite a bit when I watched that. Just the behind the scenes of it is interesting. The ending is iconic. It sticks with you. But it was fun, had a lot of ass shots, so I can always appreciate that. But yeah, no, I'd say The Burning is, my 80s slasher.
The Burning is, and I know Robbie, you agree with it. Like, I think The Burning, if it had two things, it would be more widely considered like one of the greatest slashers of all time. It goes the first 40 minutes without a kill. That sucks. I think there's a kill at the very beginning, then this long extended period where there is no kill. And the other thing is you don't really see the killer until the very, very end. So you don't have that iconic image of a killer. And it came out like, Robbie, help me out. Did it come out right before this or right after?
I think right before
this one.
It was right. It was pretty much contemporary with Friday 2, I think, right?
Yeah. So you got to think, like, at that point, they didn't, like, Jason hadn't become the icon that he was, but Michael was. You know what I mean? They should have known. We should probably show this killer a little bit more. Because this movie that you had another big slasher icon.
With given the ending, I don't know if the reveal would have been as impactful as you've been seeing like flashes of it throughout the rest of the movie.
Totally.
But I mean, they could have showed a little bit. I agree.
Right. I mean, don't get wrong. I mean, it worked for what it was, but just to have that to have an icon, you're gonna have to see the guy. You know what I mean? But
Agree.
Mr. Walls, I know you've mentioned a handful of them to me. I know you dig 80s horror in
Yeah.
general, but what'd you come up with, bro?
It's so funny because like 80s horror, like sure, but when you messaged me today, 80s slasher, I was like, oh, this movie is like, oh wait, that's from like the 90s. Like I probably have to go with it's kind of a basic bitch answer, but I might have to go with Nightmare on Elm Street, The Dream Warriors. I think
Ooh.
that's such a fun one. There's such like it has like all the classic slasher elements, but it's got this weird experimentalism to it. Unlike the other ones, like I love that the kids are like, wait, dreams. We can have powers and dreams. Like I think it's just that perfect mix of cheesiness, and of course, I'd love "Welcome to your nightmare, bitch." Like anytime. So yeah, probably Dream Warriors.
Plus, you got the Dawkins song, right? We're the Dream Warriors.
Oh, dude, I was really hoping for a hair metal song after this one, like part 3.
But you got disco instead. You had no idea the disco was coming.
I was like, oh, my mom might love this movie. There's so much disco.
But dude, I agree. I think when we did on your channel the franchise review of the entire Nightmare series, I had that one as my favorite in the franchise. I don't know. There's something about the first one that deserves way more respect, but the fun level and how much Freddy becomes the Freddy that we know, just like you were saying, Eric, like Jason doesn't become like the Jason that is in the public conscious now until part 6. And Freddy, it's part 3. He makes his way there a little bit in part 2. What up, Evan, my brother? Evan says his favorite 80s slasher, Halloween fucking 2. Great one. Probably the one that I've seen the most, if not one of the Friday the 13th films, or maybe Child's Play, but that's definitely one that I've seen.
And probably the best Halloween 2 out there. So we got like 3 of them now.
Yeah,
I agree. Wes, what about you, man?
I would have to go with I was gonna go with Freddy Krueger, Nightmare on Elm Street, but that got took. So I'm gonna go with Road Games. It's a little more lesser known. It's got Jamie Lee Curtis and Stacey Keach, and they're in Australia going across the big highway there, and they think they see someone that might be a murderer that's also driving on the highway with them. And so it's like a little rear windowy, a little like but they're in the car, watching out of his big truck, into other cars, seeing things that are happening. It's really interesting. It's a good like Hitchcockian slasher, but it's not too gory, but it's very it's good. I like it.
That
it's
sounds
fun.
cool. What's it called again?
It's called Road Games. It came out, I want to say in 81 or something, by Patrick. I wish I could remember his name. His name's Patrick something. He directed it. It's got Jamie Lee Curtis.
Writing that down.
Yeah.
I think I saw the sequel Roadhead, but that might have been a different genre altogether.
That sounds like a different movie.
Did you get that in the back room of a movie gallery or something, Bruno?
Was it technically a parody?
It's the parody film.
I wrote down, I think if I was keeping it a billion, it's kind of hard not to say like the first Nightmare movie as being like my favorite. But if I want a cooler answer, I'm gonna go Sleepaway Camp, man. Sleepaway Camp is just like, it's got everything that you want. It's got, like, when you think 80s, this something that this movie has is a lot of so bad it's good moments. A lot of like where the enjoyment that you're getting is like, oh my God, this is so stupid. Like, do they not know that we're not watching this in 3D? Like those kind of moments. And then it's got the end, which I won't spoil for anyone that hasn't seen it, but it's the most shocking end to any movie, just about ever. I've got a buddy that just saw it for the first time recently and just hit me up. He's like, dude, have you seen Sleepaway Camp? I was like, oh God. I was like, yes, I definitely have. But if I want to say another one, here's also, I had on my list Psycho 2. I had Pieces as well, just for something to throw in there. But if you would count Dress to Kill as a slasher, that's one of the best as far as like a very well-made film that you could call a slasher. The De Palma film.
Yeah, that one's good.
I call that a slasher.
Right? I do too. I mean, it's got the giallo influence, but I would still definitely call it.
Giallo is kind of like Italian slashers.
Right.
And some of them are, right? Like, I would honorable mention Tenebrae, right? The Argento film, for sure, right? So I think those count.
New York Ripper. I figured, I thought maybe you might go the New York Ripper route with Fulci. That's more.
I don't know. Everybody does love a good toe fuck, but
I did see that one. I remember.
What up?
Yeah, you remember. As soon as I said toe, you knew what was going on, man.
You guys in the chat, stick around. We've got 8 of you in here, 2 guns here. We got E here. We have Evan here. You guys in the chat, hang out. We're going to talk about part 3 for just a little bit. Then we're going to do this trivia, and we're going to give away a mask to one of you folks and a mask to one of these sexy bastards on the panel. But let's go ahead. Let's dive into part 3 a little bit, and then we'll get into that. So, Robbie, I remember distinctly, like I remember sensing a little bit of disdain when we talked about Friday the 13th part 3 when we mentioned it last time. I know you said you definitely liked 2 way better, and that one was your favorite. And there's definitely a lot of shit that I like way better about it. But I'll say my part just before we get into that. I think it's the third act for this one. I'll say 2 things. I think the third act is better in this one than the first 2. And the third act in the first 2 is great. It's like the best part of the movie. And I left the last one saying Amy Steele, hands down, best final girl in the franchise. Can't compete with her. And now I say no. Chris from this movie, better final girl, better performance, better character, and better looking. Not that it matters, but I just happen to think she's even better looking than Amy Steele. But what say you, Mr. Rocket Robbie?
Well, I would say, first of all, I respect your opinion, but get the fuck out of here. You're totally wrong on that. All right? on all
which?
things. All of it. Right? So, Friday 13th, part 3. This has always been one of my least favorite of the movies, right? So how do I start this? Let's okay. So there's a few different ways to watch these kind of movies, right? You can watch them and be like, this one's got poor character development and the pacing is pretty weak and maybe the characters don't have a good arc and blah, 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 right? Or you could just be like, oh, the gore, oh, the fun, oh, the T and the A and all the stuff in between, right? And you can also just turn it off and just have fun being a dumb movie, right?
I thought you were going to say you could watch them in 3D. I thought that was good.
You can also watch in 3D because this introduces a new dimension in terror. This movie did, right? For the first time ever. And I've seen the movie in 3D. My buddy Holshoe, Hammer Time, he's got a 3D projector, and we watched this movie a couple times on the 3D projector, and the 3D effects work so well. And when you watch it on your own, yeah, it's stupid. You're like, why is he pointing that eye out like this? You know, it's just all. In fact, we should have started the whole damn show with everybody just like jumping into the camera or something like that, right? But I really enjoyed it this time. It's because I'm able to like just cut my first. Let's be honest, man. None of these movies are like super elevated. You know what I'm saying?
Just repeat myself from last time. My favorite one and my least favorite one are just close to each other. Because none of them are that great or that bad. They're just
I disagree because 2 is way up here, and then Jason Goes to Hell is so far down. It makes 2 the Citizen Kane of horror films.
That's actually I forgot to say the first one I saw was Jason X, and the second one I saw was Jason Goes to Hell. I'm like, this franchise is all over the place, man.
Yeah. That was those examples in life where I was like, you know, some things should be left in the past, because I remember loving Jason Goes to Hell as a kid, and I saw that as I was like, oh my god, it was what did I love?
I'm afraid to rewatch it because Jason X is still fun. Like I think that's
totally.
Jason X is so much fun.
Yeah.
But Jason Goes to Hell does have some of the best kills. Like if you put Jason in that movie, or just if you took those kills out and put him in any other Jason movie, it would be one of the best ones. That's what sucks about
it. Bad kill.
The best cliffhanger I'd see. It took 10 years to fulfill, but like, pretty sweet cliffhanger. I can only imagine like experiencing that.
Yeah,
Verno, I feel like you're trying to stake your claim in the horror YouTube landscape as being the guy who loves Jason Goes to Hell, right? You know, and I'm just saying like that's not a hill to die on, but. There are things I like about part 3 a lot. Now, I would say overall, I do enjoy this movie. It's where Jason gets the mask. The dude who plays Jason, what's his name? It's Richard something, right? He passed away, like, unfortunately.
Richard Brooker.
Richard Brooker.
He was a like trapeze artist before this. Interesting.
Yeah, and then he was like a producer on shows like Hell's Kitchen and Bill Nye, the science guy. And
oh my god, love both of those.
Crazy.
So such a cool Jason, like actually like big and imposing. And this was the first time where Jason starts having like an iconic look, not just because of the mask, but it's because of the walk, because of the attitude, right? Yeah. Everybody talks about Kane Hodder, and I love Kane Hodder as well, but this is one of my favorite Jasons, is in part 3.
Totally.
It's the characters, man. I don't really like the characters that much, but they're not super annoying. In fact, this time, I was really into the idea of the biker gang this time. Like, I love those dudes. Like, where you at? oh, you gonna get it now? You know, she's swinging on the rope. She's like, this is fun. And it's just so silly, right? The 3D effects work so well. My favorite is when the eye pops out at you. It's so freaking cool when you watch that in 3D. But overall, I like the movie. I mean, it takes that formula, it keeps going. I love what you say about the ending. I think the ending is very strong in this movie. I don't think the final girl is very strong. It doesn't have a strong story, but most of these films don't really, you know?
Right.
But I don't know. I love like their version of Chong and his girlfriend. Basically, they're Shaggy and Scooby, you know, and everybody who smokes weed is always holding their full bag of weed with them at all times, by the way. You know, but it's got fun moments, right? Like the bit where they think they're getting pulled over by the cop, you know?
Right.
Yeah, I like the movie. I think it is one of the better ones. Like I've had the controversial opinion of not liking part 4 as much as everybody else. That's
Me
usually
too.
most people's favorites.
Which we'll be covering in June, by the way. Next Friday.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, is that the next one? June?
Wait.
Man, that's so long.
Wait,
Yeah.
if it's June 13th, that will be Jason Voorhees and mine actual birthday.
Shut up.
That's amazing.
June
How
13th,
exciting.
yeah. It's
I
me,
like it.
Jason, and the Olsen twins. So yeah. It's a great
Meant
grab.
to
That's a
happen.
good trifecta right there.
That's a good team. Yeah, that's a good club to be in.
Meant to happen. I love it though. I like it. I think the music is actually stronger. I love the Disco Friday theme.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I
Hell yeah.
love that
Oh,
music so
yeah.
much. I love the cheesy 3D. I love the ridiculous cheesy characters. The dude, there's two people shitting in this movie, by the way, right? And it's still not the best shitting scene in a Friday the 13th movie because that's in part 5.
Yes.
But that dude who's like running the fucking gas station or general store or whatever, eating the peanuts, drinking the Sunny D, you know, eating the donut. Then she puts half the donut back. I'm like, what's going
Dude,
on here?
You know what I looked up? The year that this came out, or actually the year after this came out, was when the U.S. first implemented tampering seals, anti-tamper seals on things like orange juice, so that the owner of the shop couldn't just open it and take a swig and shit like that. I'm like, I
because
think
of this
this movie, people were like,
Yeah.
ew,
Yeah.
Fundamental.
Yeah.
Fundamental.
Once
we must
again,
change this.
horror is on the cutting edge for good change.
Absolutely. No, but I like the movie, and it's one of the last ones I think that really still, it's like one of the last 80s horror slashers that has that carryover vibe and feel
Yeah.
from the 70s, I
Yeah.
think, where it's like dirty and kind of grungy. And I really do appreciate it for that. So I like it. I do think it's not as good as 2, but I think it's better than some of the others for sure.
I agree with some of that. Some of that you were wrong, but that's okay. You know what I mean? Like it's okay. No, I just think as far as that final girl, I was really surprised by how much I enjoyed her and the fact that like Amy Steele's character in part 2. And what do you remember anybody remember what the girl's name in the first? I know it's Adrian King.
Alice.
Alice,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
In part 1, there's nothing. Like there's nothing that is really happening in their backstory at all. At least Chris has this interesting thing where she was possibly sexually assaulted by Jason. Fucking crazy. I never thought about that when I was a kid, but that's kind of what I think happened now. And I don't know. And Shelley. We'll get into him. But Link,
Yeah,
my
one
brother,
of the most pathetic characters in
Or-
the 80s horror movie.
or the best character in the franchise. Ooh, probably the latter. But I don't know.
Would you be yourself if you looked like me?
Yeah, I always feel
I
bad
can't
for
have a guy
kid.
like that in my crew. I'm just saying, man. I'm like, you're really harsh and everybody's mellow, man. You gotta come on.
I do love him. Shelley is probably my favorite in the whole franchise. But Link, my brother, what was how was the rewatch for you?
It was good. I think I remember it was kind of like, mid on my first watch. I thought like a lot of the characters were annoying, but this time around, I enjoyed everybody. Like I enjoyed the whole handstand after getting laid and shit like that, and Shelley's annoying antics. He might be one of the best actors. It's not that easy to pull up being such an annoying shit, and he does.
They just found him handing out pamphlets on the street, and they're like, "Look at this pathetic guy."
Yeah, this guy's pathetic.
Yeah, he's never done anything after this. Like this is his one thing that he did. But I agree, he's got some moments where he is like acting better than all the other people in the movie.
Especially Rick. Oh my god.
Fuck Rick.
Fuck yeah, fuck Rick, bro. He deserved the whole head squishing.
He looks
but-
50.
Yeah, he did.
Like who brought their dad to the camp?
Seriously though.
And he's so thirsty the whole goddamn movie. He's just like the whole time he's just
Simping.
like guilt tripping
Yeah.
her, man. Like,
Yeah,
come on, just touch it a
begging.
little bit.
I could go hang out with this other girl this weekend.
Yeah,
just so
what's
you
he
know.
saying? He's like, I could be hanging out with Mary Jo Conrad, so you better
Yeah.
give it
Really,
up. Basically, oh my god, he's so problematic.
Such a dick. Yeah.
He's playing the game. He's negging. He knows how to do it. He's getting. That's what women want to hear. Every woman wants to hear you'd rather spend time with another woman. Like that's how you.
Yeah, but you can't say it out. Like you got to be more subtle than that, man. You got to just let them know that without fucking saying it. Tell one of your buddies.
You got to slowly gaslight him. Like, oh, I love how you just wear anything. You know?
Okay, we're gonna get to this question in just a little bit. Asylum Beyond the Dead. We will touch on that. But Eric, my brother, how was your rewatch, man?
I had a great time. I watched it today, actually, and to me, I think it was like it just felt like it was just a perfect slasher in the sense that like it's not doing anything experimental. It's just doing like a simple slasher and kind of nailing it. It's got fun kills. It doesn't have any deep characters. It's not building on it. It's just, hey, we're making another Friday the 13th, and they just nailed it, in my opinion. I haven't watched 2 or 1 very recently, but last year I watched 4, and it took me a little while to like get into it. I think that start is like pretty slow, whereas this one, like, I think the beginning was pretty sweet. Like I actually found myself laughing out loud for a few times, like chuckling, like when they're like eating whole weed and then the cop drives by. I thought that was hilarious. Like I think I don't know if this is intentionally funny or one sec, my headphones got disconnected. Sorry.
You're good.
But
You're good.
I don't know if this was intentionally supposed to be funny. Okay, I'm reconnected. I'm sorry. But when Shelly like makes his plea to the girl, and he's like, "Oh, you gotta do it," and then she's like, "No," and she like very respectfully declines. And we have like a little sad moment, and I'm like, "Oh, this is gonna be like a sympathetic character." And they just turns around and goes, "Bitch."
You know what?
Yeah, that's the 80s. That's the 80s.
Every time I see that, I'm like, Shelly, I fucking defend you in public, man. I do this on the internet, bro, and you're walking around calling women bitches behind their back, but I still feel for it. But I do hate that because it doesn't really seem out of character for the guy.
Sorry, guys, I can't hear.
Well, I mean, it kind of, he is just a whiny bitch because it's like, come on, you at the point you have to be like, would you want to sleep with you? Would you find you attractive? You're like, what do you, come on, Shelly, like, what are you really bringing to the table here? You can't be mad when aren't just throwing themselves at you.
Confidence is sexy.
Yeah.
And that kind of weak ass, pathetic ass shit is not sexy or attractive, right?
It's interesting.
Exactly.
You should have sex with me because I'm fucking a loser, man.
so I guess
when you see the actor, just who's obviously not that character, and he's obviously way more confident, and like he looks better, like he's a much more handsome individual. And you're right, like that lack of confidence makes him so ugly. But I always feel bad when there's a character, and I feel like this doesn't really happen in movies that much anymore. But there's a character in the movie that is supposed to be ugly, that actually got that role because they are ugly. You know what I mean? And he's like, "Would you date me? Would you if you looked like me?" It's like, oh God, I feel so bad. Eric, you're making crazy noises. I can fix that. Hey, you fixed it. All right. Wes, my brother, how was the rewatch for you, my man?
I had so much fun. I watched it last night. The last time I'd seen this was so long ago. And so this was just like, it was, so much I had forgotten, like the grocer guy that's just eating everything in his shop. He's got bunnies in his produce. Like, what the heck is going on? That was just a blast. I think like this, what really impresses me about this one is like they kind of lose the atmosphere because they're over lighting it for the 3D, which is a common complaint. But what they gain with this one is like the identity that they kind of carry out through the rest of the series. Like they have that tongue-in-cheek that kind of starts with this one, that tongue-in-cheek kind of attitude where they have like the sense of humor. I feel like that really kind of starts and is solidified with this one. And so like this one does lose a lot in its atmosphere and in its, scare factor because they were opting for the 3D instead, but it gains its identity. And I love that about it. And I agree. The whole third act, the whole final, this is one of my favorite third acts, I think, in the entire series. And Chris is a badass. I love her. She's a badass.
Oh yeah.
She is just the fact like she's going like the whole thing. It's subtle, but she's facing her fear. She had the most traumatic experience of her life. And now she's going back to this spot. And then just like little things when she sneaks out of the house and she hides behind the door and like hits Jason on the head when he comes out. Like that's badass.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I don't know if Amy Steele could have done that. Maybe she could have.
Log.
Maybe she could have.
I mean, she
Yeah.
put on a dirty ass corpse's sweater and
Yeah.
acted like his mother. That was
And-
pretty freaking clever. And also, Wes, to what you were saying, it was because they're doing it in 3D, they actually had the camera on a crane, right?
Mhm.
So I think it actually has some of the better camera work
Yeah.
of these first three
The
movies.
movement
Like,
is really good. For
yeah,
sure.
especially when they like go down the stairs, the spiral stairs, and like
Yeah.
move the like the camera's actually moving and things because this happens to have a crane on it, right?
Yeah.
One time
I mean, that
they
final
broke the
shot.
dolly, right? And
Yeah.
and they almost broke the camera, I think, one time. So
That's crazy. Yeah, that final shot, honestly, when it's one single motion from the back of Chris being pulled away in the car up to the barn and then back down to
Yeah,
Jason's on the
yeah.
ground. That's a crazy
Yeah,
camera movement. So
that
I
was a
agree with you
great
there.
shot.
The movement is great. It's the lighting that I have issue with. The
Totally.
movement's great, though,
Well, what's
for sure.
funny
I feel
is
that,
like
yeah.
Very
they
bright.
do that same thing, like that really similar shot at the beginning of 4. You get another big shot where there's all these police there now, but it's nighttime. They're not doing it in 3D, and it does have like 4 is the more 2 and 4 are like the most like pure horror movies I think in the franchise. But I will say there's a couple things. I don't know if I watched this at night, I moved my fucking couch, so I was right there. I was right in front of the TV, and I just had my headphones on, and I just like I found the third act like legitimately like there was moments that I was scary. Like Robbie and Eric, when I talked to you both today, or I saw Robbie that you were watching it today, and I was like, I wish you were watching it at night. It's so much better. I don't know. I was just like, it actually kind of had me freaked out. And I couldn't believe that. I've seen this movie like 100
Really?
times. Friday the 13th movie, but I'm just saying, like, some of the jump scares hit my brother Dylan from another. Happy to see you in here, brother. Dylan's gonna win this mask in just a little bit. Stick around. It's probably gonna be Dylan versus brother Evan battling it out to win this mask, my brother. Fable, my man. What up, man? Appreciate you being here as well.
No, just oh, sorry.
No, go ahead, please.
I was just thinking because Robbie brought up that there's 2 shitting scenes. With the first shitting scene, there's Coca-Cola boxes. I'm like, oh, you just don't see product placement like this anymore. Like, no, like Coke would never even like let people sit, like someone drink a Coke, be like, I have to take a shit now. Like they like no, you like you're out. You have to be good looking on a beach drinking a Coca-Cola in a movie.
Yeah.
The 80s were different. We've got people in
Really?
Demons 1985 snorting Coke out of a Coke can. I
Yeah.
don't think that would have flown.
Very clever. Very
Yeah.
clever, right? The another thing about the shitting scenes is, we watch these movies all the time, and you'll see somebody take a shit and they get up, and you're like, they didn't wash their hands. These motherfuckers don't flush. They don't do nothing. Like that dude's just shitting, gets up. I'm like, and he doesn't wipe. Like none of them wipe. I'm like, how can you take a shit and not wipe, bro? That is the grossest thing, man. You're just gonna have sandpaper ass all day long, man. Shit.
It's an outhouse. I get it. You're not gonna flush, but like, come on, man. You're gonna walk with that all day.
Well, the
you
grocer's
know?
actually in a plumbing toilet. He's got like a plumbing toilet there, right? But like they're not even wiping their ass. I mean, even if I hear some weird shit and I think somebody's coming, I'm gonna wipe my ass before I get up out of the toilet, man.
I mean, I honestly thought with that dude and like his wife, I was like, oh, is this guy like off a little? Is that the thing? And then no, I just think he's like, he's just stoned and loves his animals more than his wife.
What I'm always noticing when I see that scene is he's got like the wife keeps calling him fat. And then you look at his face, he's clearly not fat. Maybe he's 1983 fat, but he's not 2024 fat. But if you look, he's got like a pillow shoved under his shirt. Yeah, he's got all this shit. But he's got a very thin face. It's like,
What's crazy is he's not as pathetic to me as Shelley. You would think that he would be the most pathetic character in the movie.
Shelley packed a wetsuit just so he could prank that girl. Like he changed it to I thought about that. I was like, that's steps, man. That's a lot of steps.
And he didn't only bring the hockey mask, but he brought another mask. You see him in earlier, his blank.
Oh yeah.
Mask.
Oh yeah.
It's kind of his Michael Myers look is the way I always
those
look at
weird clear masks. Like that opened like a door for me. I was like, oh,
like the Alice Sweet Alice mask,
Right.
right?
Yeah, like it makes it look like you kind of have like makeup or something on, and like it's just, but you look at it and you're like, oh, that person's been in a horrible accident and had the worst facial reconstruction surgery. That's what I thought for a second. It's like, oh, poor Shelley.
Poor homely little Shelley. All right, so my friends. All right. I wish we had more people in this chat. I feel like on Thursdays we usually got like twice as many. The last couple Fridays, not so much. So you guys in the chat, you guys are going to answer along. One of you guys is going to win a Jason mask, and one of you guys on the panel is going to win a Jason mask. So here's how we're going to do it. We've got two rounds basically. The first is I just have a set of slides here. I'm going to show you the slide, and all the answers are the movie. So you just have, it's either going to be a picture of Jason. It's either going to be a Jason, a final girl, or a movie cover, or a final boy possibly. And all you got to do is tell me, you guys in the chat, listen, because this is important. Just if it's part 1, just hit 1 and enter. You don't got to write, part 5, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? Just the number. If it's Jason Goes to Hell, you can write 9 or you can write hell. But you know what I mean? I know that one doesn't have a part, but them's be the rules. So that'll be our first round. And then after that, we'll do a game where I show you guys a victim. This is round 2 of this. I show you guys a victim and you guys tell me how they died. Then I will play the clip and we'll see how they actually died in the movie. So let us do this, man. Let us jump into it. Robbie, my brother from another. What movie? And these are going to start out easy. The first, hopefully 5 will be pretty fucking easy, and then maybe they'll get harder after that. But I tried to give you all kind of a gimme to get rolling. But this is just for the panel, and then I will tell you guys in the chat when it's for you. But feel free to answer for all of them. Robbie, what movie is this? And I'm going to do a really good job keeping score. Dun, 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 dun.
Are there more slides, or is it just one slide?
No, you get one slide.
Oh, this is final chapter. This is part 4.
This is part 4, final chapter. Rockin' Robbie Billups is on the board. Missing link, my brother. Do you know what cover this is for?
Six.
Ooh, no, I was hoping you would get it, man. This is part. Does anybody want to answer it? Nobody can get points, but it's part 1. It's part 1, Mr. Rockin' Robbie. Sorry, my brother. Who is this? Which one is he from, Eric?
Part 6. That's Tommy Jarvis.
You better have gotten that one.
Tommy Jarvis, TJ.
He's probably one of the better actors in this whole franchise too.
Yeah, he actually is. He is the best character in the franchise, besides Shelley. Yeah. Wes, which one's this Jason from?
That's the New Blood. That's New Blood, right?
Oh, you blew it, my brother. That's anybody know?
Isn't that the remake?
The remake.
It is. Oh God.
The
chain around the neck. Oh man.
So this one is for you guys in the chat right here. Dylan, Evan, everybody in the chat, listen up. And even you guys that don't know the franchise as well, answer along. You might fuck around and win this thing. I'm telling you, man. You answer along. This one's for you, chat. Get ready. What movie? Chill out, man. You're just in time. What movie is this from, chat? What movie is this from? And don't leave me hanging.
Oh, they got it, man.
Evan's on the board. Evan coming through with number 2. Evan's got a point. My man. All right. Appreciate you. Chill Out had it. Again, Evan won it. Chill Out just a little behind.
Y'all got to be faster.
Abel had it. Chill Out tried to.
Y'all don't have to type in Friday or part. Just type 2.
Yeah, just 2. Yeah, exactly. No part, no nothing. Just type in.
How could it be Friday 2? That's a completely different continuity.
It's Friday
in between, man.
Friday after next. Get it right or pay the price. All right. Rockin' Robbie, back on you, brother.
I knew you would know that.
This is final chapter again, right?
It is.
Yeah.
It is final chapter again. Robbie's got 2.
God damn.
Link, where's this Jason from?
That's gotta be I want to say Freddy vs. Jason.
You got it. Link is on the board. Freddy vs. Jason.
I was gonna keep saying it until I got it right eventually.
Eric, which one is she the final girl for?
Oh gosh, oh my. I'm just gonna say part 7. I know I'm wrong.
Ooh, anybody else? Part 1. Fable. Dylan had Freddy vs. Jason. Dylan had part 1. All right, this one is for you, Wes, my brother from another. Right. Where are we at? Boom. What cover is this for?
That's New Blood.
That's New Blood. God damn it. All right. So now everybody is on the board. Robbie's got 2. Link, Eric, and Wes all have 1.
I was just like, that girl looks like she's got psychic powers. I don't know.
Hell yeah.
Jean Grey.
All right, chat.
Major
This is for
icon.
you. Get ready. Remember, Dylan, I'm telling you, don't put part. Just put, you know what I mean? You don't need to put the part. Just put the number. Get ready, everybody. Here we go. Chat, this is for you right now. What image is this from?
Oh, God, it's everyone that's not mine.
This is a good image, isn't it? I like this one.
It's a great shot.
This
That's
is
me every
Jason
morning.
Fulci.
And I should say, you only get one answer. You can't just put 1, 2, 3, 4. Your first answer is your answer. Chill out. No, you're wrong, brother.
Oh, man.
E's wrong. Fable's wrong.
Come on,
Not
guys.
4.
You got
Not
this.
the remake.
It's
Not
not
part
the-
3.
Shit.
It's not Corey Feldman.
Come on, y'all.
Dylan?
Wow.
Wow, we're running out. We're running out of
Yes!
points,
Dylan. There he
All
is.
right.
Dylan's
there
on the
we are.
board. All right. So
Great
to,
shot.
to recap, Dylan and his brother Evan both have 1. Robbie's got 2. Link, Eric, and Wes have 1. But
Can we
you
do
in the
golf
chat,
scoring?
like right now, Dylan, all you got to do is beat Evan. Evan, all you got to do is beat Dylan. But the rest of you in the chat, keep answering because I'm telling you, you could easily catch up. Rock and Robbie, which one's this?
This is Jason Takes Manhattan.
Yeah, I actually thought, I don't know if I would have got this one that well, just because
Dude,
she's
she's,
not.
I don't know why. I think she's so cute, man. And
She
I
is.
met her like last year. She's still cute, dude.
Well, that'll do it.
Oh,
That'll
yeah.
do it. All right. Hold on. We need to re-up. I'm getting a little dry over here. Okay. This one is for my brother Missing Link. What cover is that from, bro?
Shit. It's is that 4?
Ooh.
No, brother. Almost.
Close.
What is it?
5.
For 5.
It's 5. Sorry. It's so disgusting. I'm so sorry. All right. Eric, this is for you, bro.
I think you're the Shelly of the panel, man.
You know I am, bro. You know I am. Hold on, let me get that out of the way. Eric, which one's this? You know?
I'm realizing this crowd how little I know about this franchise. Is this Jason Goes to Hell?
Negative, man. What Dylan had in the
Oh.
chat.
It's the one you keep guessing. Part 7.
7 again.
7. I think this is the best look. You know what I mean? This is I agree, Robbie. I think 3 might be my favorite. I don't know if you said it was your favorite, but I love the way he like walks in 3 and just even at times when he's running in 3. Like there's a little something so cool about him. But as far as his look, this is the coolest look.
At
Even
the
when
same
he's
time,
fast too.
taken out, by arrows to the knee in 3. Yeah. That's
Also,
like,
did
Right.
anyone else think he had really like delicate looking hands? Like when he like reached, when like he like opened the barn door and his hand came out for so I was like, oh, one of her girlfriends lived. Like, oh, it was
Because he spent 5 years in the shack in the woods with some palm olive just soaking
Yeah.
those bitches, right? That's what
exactly. Then I'm looking at his neck. I'm like, this neck and these hands, these are 2 different bodies. I don't know what's happening.
All right. This one's for you, Wes. Right here.
Oh man. Okay.
It's 7.
I swear I know this one. This is the one where he like his face like gets like melted, right? Or something. And this is okay. This is the one with the little kid. This is part. Oh shoot. The one with the kid, Corey Feldman as a kid.
Mhm.
What one is that? That's the 4th. That's the 4th one, right? This is 4.
You got it, my
Yeah.
brother. You got it. All right. Wes has 2. Robbie's got 3. Link and Eric have 1. Evan and Dylan in the chat have 1. This is for you, chat. Get ready.
We're playing the
Get
long
ready. And if you guys just showed up, again, Evan and Dylan only have 1. You could tie it right here. You could tie it right here, chat. So here we go. Right here. What movie? What's this doofy looking guy from?
I think he's actually very handsome, Verno.
You know what? He is kind of handsome, but he's still doofy looking. He's
Yeah,
got
he
it.
can be both.
Yeah, he could.
Yeah.
He's
He's
pulling it
goofy
off.
acting in it too.
Yeah.
Dylan got it.
He picked some good
Oh,
frames
Dylan
for
did
his
get. I did not see that. Yeah, thank you for pointing that out, Robbie. I missed his. Dylan's got it with part 5. Dylan is leading the chat with 2. Evan just 1 behind. Just 1 behind. All right, Robbie. Which Jason's that? It's tricky because you can't see the mask that well.
Oh, it's tricky because it's like 1 of 2. I'm going to say fuck. Jason Takes Manhattan.
It is Jason Takes
I knew it
Manhattan.
was either that or
Manhattan.
New Blood, man.
Part
Nice.
8. This was like my Jason when I was a kid. You know what I mean? This is the one that came out when I was like old enough to see these things. I was like 5, but they were letting me
I went
watch
with
it.
8 over 7 because I was like, he seems more slimy.
Yeah, he's wetter. He's wetter in 8.
Yeah,
Exactly.
he's wet.
All right, Link, my brother, this one's for you.
Oh, great hair.
Sorry, buddy. You're muted, homie.
I haven't said anything. I was still contemplating. Part 6.
Ooh, so fucking close.
So close.
Who else has got it? Anybody?
It's New Blood, man.
He's New Blood.
It's New Blood. I'm
It's
realizing
7.
I think I got a lot of 7 on here, but
I was gonna jokingly say 7 again, then I realized, oh wait, that's actually 7. That's not 7.
Eric, which one's this?
Oh, come on. I want to jokingly give it's 5, but it's actually 7. But it's 5, right?
It is 5. Is that your answer?
Yeah, it's 5. Yeah, it's 5. Yeah.
That's a
It's
tricky
blue.
way
It's
to do
blue.
it. It's 4, 5, or 2, right?
It's one of the 13.
It's Roy.
All right. Eric has 2. Wes has 2. Link's got 1. Robbie's got 4. Wes, which movie is this from?
Oh, that I know this one. That's Jason Goes to Hell, right?
No.
No.
Robbie owns a shirt with this image on it.
Is that 6?
Oh,
I'm just taking stabs in the dark.
This
Robbie,
is
do you
final
know?
chapter.
it's the
This
yeah.
is final chapter, yes. So, all right, this one's for the chat. Get ready, chat. Dylan, Evan, chill out, man. J Rob, all you guys in the chat. My brother Fable, get ready. E, this is for you. Whoa. Oh, and this is the last one.
It's a very specific era haircut, I feel.
This is like the hard. I would have been like, who the fuck is that? I've never seen this woman in my life. Does anybody in the chat know?
I've only seen this girl in my dreams.
Anybody in the chat know this one? Dylan's got it. My brother from another. Dylan got Jason Goes to Hell. Yeah, I had to look it up. I added this at the last minute. I'm like, I don't know who this chick is. I needed one that was like the end of this right here. So, all right, we're gonna remove that. I'm gonna bring up this thing, and hopefully this is gonna work, and nothing's gonna fuck up. Let's see.
I believe in you.
There we go.
So far, so good. All right, so the way this is gonna work, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we're gonna take that off. I'm gonna show you an image, and then you have to tell me how they died. You guys in the chat, it's gonna be the same thing. We're gonna go through the lineup, and then you'll get your chance to answer one. And when you do, I realize this might be a little bit trickier. This isn't as easy as just hitting 1, 2, 3, or 4, or 5. Just give me the briefest, most specific answer you possibly can. You know what I mean? Like, I'll just say the boxer that gets his head knocked off from Jason Takes Manhattan, not on this list. But you would say head knocked off. You know what I mean? Or something like that. Loses head just is the quickest answer that you possibly can.
Pitchfork
And it's got to be as accurate as possible. And we'll be the judge. Dun, 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 dun. Dylan says, I'm like, who the fuck is this chick?
That was me too. So I was like, this must be Jason Goes to Hell.
Yeah, exactly. Right? He said, I've never seen her a day in my life. He said, only
She
guess.
just got 90s haircut, so it's got to be Jason Goes to Hell.
Dylan says Hell's his least favorite, so he just guessed. Brilliant. Good call. J Rob saying, I thought she was the other girl. You know what? She's what came up when I Googled Final Girl and Jason Goes to Hell. I'm pretty sure that's who would be considered the final girl. But all right. I'll press play. We can all make cool noises if you guys want to take a minute to do that. All right. So, my brother, Robbie, how does she die?
Yeah, man, she gets stabbed by her guitar. I don't remember. I'm going to say that. Stabbed by her guitar. That seems...
I'm giving it to you. I mean, you said stabbed, but whatever. I'll give you it.
She gets killed by her guitar.
She gets killed by her guitar. Ooh, that music might be a little bit loud. Mr. Link, how does the woman on the right die?
She gets her head knocked off with an axe.
Close enough. Machete. Tom Savini's man hands right there.
Hell yes.
I always think that's so funny. All right. Eric, my brother, this gentleman on the left, how does he perish?
I believe he gets stabbed with a gate or a spear.
Ooh,
No. Or Jason. Wait, does Jason crush his head? Does he step on his head? You know what? I'm wrong.
You're wrong. Hey, does anybody know? Anybody want to guess before I press play?
Doesn't Jason like rip his heart out or something?
Oh, he tears him in half. Oh, damn.
I left that little bit at the end where he turns around just because that's so like definitive of that Jason and like the shift that we get in Jason. Like part 3, Jason would never turn around like that. It's so distinct and badass.
So disappointed in myself right now. It's my favorite one.
It's all right. Wes, my bro. And this is fucking tricky. This is not easy. Like to me, I've seen all these 100 times because I've made this, but I would not know a lot of these. I guarantee it. All right. Wes, my brother.
Oh, yo-yo guy.
How's
Shoot.
Yo-Yo guy bite it?
Doesn't he's like he gets like cut in half or something from the we just watched this. Why I must have been looking away at his death. Isn't he the one that's like on the ceiling bleeding on somebody while they're reading Fangoria?
Yes.
So he's the one that like does he get stabbed? I don't know. He's up on the ceiling and he's bleeding somehow. he gets sliced in the groin, I want to say.
God, he does get sliced in the groin. All right.
Yeah,
All right. You had a lot of the detail.
He gets a late circumcision.
Yeah. That's right. There we go.
Can't hear you. I'm always kind of curious. Like, there's part of me that thinks that that's like a dummy, but I don't think it is. Right? I don't know. I'm not sure exactly how they do that.
Yeah.
I mean, he's
I think
definitely a himbo. So, you know.
The shot up had to be a dummy, but him falling was
Right.
him.
Right. Yeah.
This is a good fucking like full body dummy. Then
I just feel like they were on set and he was like, "Did you guys know I could do a handstand?"
Yeah.
They're like, "That's your bit in the whole fucking movie, then, bro."
Shelly's over there juggling. Oh, I can juggle. Oh,
That's
like me.
That dude is so accurate that he has one physical ability that he'll just like keep doing in front of every woman he knows. Like, hey, you know, I can do a backflip. Woo!
Yes.
All right, Chad, my brother. This one's for you, Chad. This one's for you. Get ready. Get ready. Get ready. Again, just give me the quickest description that you can give me. Dylan, Chill, everybody, Fable, J. Rob. Get ready. Here it comes. Come on. Come on. Come on. It's Kevin Bacon. How does Kevin Bacon die in Friday the 13th? How does Kevin Bacon die?
The town from Fruit Loose finally has the revenge.
That's my wife. She's ineligible.
Hello.
But thank you. You can play
Hello.
along. Please play along. She says 13th viewer.
Evan's got it.
So... Whoa, why are my comments not rolling? Ah, there it is. Dylan says chest burster.
That's alien, bro.
Yeah, I got to give it to. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Evan, my brother from another. Evan is catching up. You're only one behind your brother now. So leading in the chat is Evan with 2, or excuse me, Dylan with 3, and Evan right behind with 2. So you guys in the chat, you could easily catch up. Rock in, Robbie. Jesus. Oh, I forgot we were going to watch this.
Yeah, we're going to watch it now.
Hey.
Oh, God.
His neck got longer.
Yeah.
Actually, he does have a long ass neck. Look at that.
Yeah.
Robbie, do you recognize this poor soul?
God damn, I do. She's eating like a fucking banana or some shit. And
That's
then
all
what
I need.
happens?
That's really all I need.
All right. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. That's what I wanted to know. That's like a Savini trademark, like big time.
So good.
Is through the back of the neck. The last one was
Yeah.
Savini, and this is him coming back in the final chapter.
And they kind of do that in this movie that part 3, right? They tribute it with
Right.
the Fangoria.
Yep.
She's reading, and there's a Tom Savini article, right? So it's
Definitely.
Yeah.
All right. Missing link. How's this gentleman right here? How's he bited? Do you know?
Does he get stabbed by Jason?
I need more than
fair
that.
guess.
I need more than that. You know the movie? Do you know the movie?
Oh fuck!
I know he doesn't respect his girlfriend.
He's carrying the beer.
Gets hit in the back because he's trying to run away.
No, how she died, Robbie? You guessed it 40 times last time we played.
Yeah, this is the dude that gets like fucking scrunched up in the bed, right?
Was that?
Oh,
yeah.
Tracy. I think Link got that one. He was stabbed by Jason.
Yes, he was stabbed by.
I needed the bed fold. I had.
I mean,
the bed fold.
Like,
I
the
did
bed
think he
didn't
was
really
the-
kill him. I think if you
Yeah, they're shedding it a bunch of times.
To Link's defense, who wouldn't be distracted by Catherine and Isabella in the background of that photo, though, right?
Yeah, I think the main dude that escaped the asylum. That was Jason Ritter, though, wasn't it? Wasn't that?
He's in
Is that
that
who
movie,
that
but that's
is?
not him. That's not him.
Are you
Okay.
sure?
No, I'm saying, wasn't he the main dude that escaped? Where he was like the dude that escaped.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
No, he's in the movie, yeah.
I did not know that. I've just seen him recently in like a reel where he's doing an impersonation of his dad. I didn't know that there was a Jason Ritter. But
I feel like
Hey,
every-
I'll tell you what, Freddy versus Jason got some of the hottest chicks in it, man.
Yeah,
I'm
the
just
last
That's
time-
true. That's true.
for
Yo,
real.
but real
Last
quick,
time I
can I get at
watched
least
that
a quick
movie, I was yelling at that dude because his girlfriend's so beautiful. It's like, how can you be a dick when your girlfriend's that beautiful? The world is smiling on you.
hey, every time you see me be a dick, just think like, dude, his wife is crazy hot. So just know it doesn't matter. What do you say, Nick?
Let me get half a point.
I'll give you half. You know what? You said two things. You said you get stabbed, and you said stabbed in the back. But you didn't know it. But yes, I'll give you right.
Just
It was
what I
an
told Alice.
educated
Time.
All right.
I just love how that was the one I kept guessing last time. It's folded in the bed.
Neil, my brother, Neil Kovash. This is a buddy of mine that I grew up with. That is easily the biggest Friday the 13th fan that I know. So I hit him up today, and he was late. He's late being here. He would be dominating this, or he would at least be in competition with Devin and with Evan and Dylan, Devin and Illan. Either way, where were we at? This is on you, Eric, right?
Yes.
Do you know which movie this Jason is from?
Oh, we're not doing How They Die anymore?
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, how does he die? I'm sorry. How does he die? How does he die?
I believe he's in the sewer and he gets flooded. So he drowns or gets, it's acid. He gets burned by acid or something.
All
Yeah,
of the above, brother. I'll give it to you.
that's where he talks.
Yeah. It's pretty fucking intense. Like, to me, that will kind of always be like the scariest that Jason ever was. Like, again, this is like the one that I watched when I was like 5 years old, and that image is insane. That's really edited, by the way. Like when she throws the acid in his face, there's like this whole chase between then and the time that he melts. But you nailed it, brother. You nailed it. All right, so that puts Robbie at 5. Link's got 2.5. Eric's got 3, and Wes has 2, about to get his third.
All right.
How
my
does this
goodness.
guy die? How's it go?
Wow. Yellow shirt with a denim vest. Probably fashion killed him.
Yeah, I'm not even recognizing this guy at all.
He's a big
Shoot.
Michigan fan, man.
Let's see.
Good reason.
I'm gonna say I'm blank. I'm drawing a blank. I don't recognize him at all. I'm drawing a blank on this guy. I'm gonna say I'm gonna get creative and I'm gonna say Jason tore his head off at some point.
I
Probably-
wish. I wish,
yeah.
because I fucking hate this guy. Robbie, anybody? Do you guys recognize this
It's part
gentleman?
4, but I don't remember
Part
how he
4.
goes. Was it when he's watching the porn movies or whatever?
Yes.
Yeah.
He
His head
is so
snaps.
annoying. He sits there and he watches this porn and he's laughing at it the whole time. It's the most annoying character. Like, I hate him. I hate him so much. I wish his death was better. Here, let's watch it. Teddy, yeah. How it goes down. All right, chat. All right. When we see the warning, that means this is for you, chat. So get ready. Evan's got 2, Dylan's got 3, but chat, you can catch up. You can catch up. Get ready. Here we go. How do they die? That's what you got to tell me. How do they die? We're looking for the woman on the right. The woman on the right. How do they die, chat? Without answering, does anybody know? Well, don't tell me. Give me a head nod. Does anybody recognize her and know how they die?
No.
It's kind of a tricky one, but once you see it, I think everyone will remember the kill for sure. But this might be kind of a tricky one. Chat, looking for the girl on the right. How does she die? If you don't know, take a guess. Come up with something creative.
That
Head-
dude's got a really wide collar line, by the way,
Leaping.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like they're
That's
in
a
a
deep
music
cut.
video and they're about to
Yeah.
do like a dance after this. Like they're looking at someone dancing and then they're about to join in. You know, that's what I'm feeling.
I might have to end up giving a clue because so far we don't have any answers. Chill said head chop, negative. Dylan says sleeping bag, negative. We got Chill saying killed by hedge clippers. No, this is one
No,
of my
it's not
favorite
that
bits.
guy. It's
He's killing me. He's killing me.
He's just stabbing me right now.
All right, chat. Is she the chick with big boobs? I don't know. I can't see them. I do not know. All right, chat. I'm going to give you a clue. This is part 6. No, Neil, you're even off. I can't believe you're off, Neil. I can't believe it. This is part 6, and this is the RV. This is the couple that is in the RV.
I love
So if
that
you remember
scene.
part 6, Eric, don't tell me, but do you remember how she dies?
I do. It's
Okay.
a great scene.
Somebody might get it. This is one of the more memorable ones from one of the more famous movies.
The dude
Part
on the left
6.
is actually very funny. Like
Yeah.
he's got real comedic chops. I remember.
Heads. You know what? I'm gonna say he's got it. Because how else do you fucking answer this?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think-
that's probably the best way to describe it.
All right, Chill saying head smash. Let's watch the video and then we can be the judge. Head
Yeah,
smash.
come on.
Right?
Yeah.
All right,
Got it.
Chill.
Remember that one.
My brother Chill on the board with
Fantastic.
one.
Tonight, all the articulate details, like how specifically was their face when they,
Right.
Smash.
Metal indentation.
That's what I was thinking. This is going to be the one of the trickier ones to describe. It's like, what are you going to say? Smash through a wall? But I mean, head smashed. You got it. You got it.
that works.
I love that scene so much because the dude, while she's getting murdered, is like talking to himself and talking to her. It's
Yeah.
like, what are you doing back there? Oh, we're gonna have sex. It's gonna be awesome. he's like, he really sells it.
Ooh, Robbie, my brother. How does this poor son of a bitch die?
Oh, Jesus. This is part 7.
It is.
How does he die? Fuck. I feel like he gets electrocuted.
Negative.
Okay. That's
He looks
fine.
the same age as Rick.
I'll just play it.
Hey.
Oh, yeah.
Now, that's one right there. You know that kill got cut so bad. You know what I mean? I bet that kill was fucking crazy, and we saw absolutely nothing. But all right, Link, I know this is another probably tricky one. How does the female on the right die? How does the woman on the right pass away?
She gets impaled through a tree. Total stabbing dart.
I love the confidence, though. And
I really believed it.
I did too. Almost believed it, and I knew it wasn't true. Does anybody remember how she died? And so this has always been a pretty memorable one to me.
I don't.
She's
I
like,
know.
doesn't she get like Jason jumps out of the tree and like grabs her or something?
Well, I'll just show you guys. I always thought this was funny because she tries to offer him money to save her life. No.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's the kill I was thinking of on the first question.
this is another one from part 6 where all of a sudden he can like disappear, and
Teleport,
shit. You know what I
yeah.
mean? Teleport, morph. He's magical all of a sudden. All right, my brother, missing link. How does this? I don't know what she's doing in this picture, but I don't even. A little X-rated, but how does this?
Is it on link now?
Oh,
Yeah, I
I'm
was
sorry.
gonna say
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Where-
Just-
I
He
fucked
just
that
won,
up
I
probably.
think.
Okay, Eric.
Oh, I'm debating between two kills right now, and I got to pick one of them. Is this one? Is she the one that gets shish kebabbed?
Can you describe that? Elaborate.
Like her and someone else get stabbed, and they're like
Oh.
on a stick together.
No,
Okay.
but that is a good one. That part 2, they do that.
Yeah,
Negative.
or
Is this?
this won't count, but is this the sleeping bag beating?
Negative. No, it's a great
Okay,
guess.
cool.
That's what I
That's
figured
right.
somebody would guess.
Yeah.
Doesn't she get hacked right down like while she's fucking or something?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
I was
Robbie
gonna
knows
guess
it.
cancer after
This.
that.
Jason gives her cancer.
Yeah, she gets away, but it's a long game.
It's a slow death.
This is Jason Goes to Hell, by the way. This is like probably maybe the gnarliest kill in the franchise. It's wonderful, and this is what we're gonna see is the director's cut version. I don't think this is. You don't see this on the normal version. It definitely doesn't have these logos on her tits. Fucking gnarly.
That's so good.
That's so
Yeah.
crazy.
Wow.
That is an insane kill. All right. Wes, my brother from another. Neil knew that one. Neil knew stabbed through a tent while fucking. And Jay knew that it was Jason Goes to Hell. She split in the middle. Oh, we got everything. They knew what the fuck they were talking about. All right. Wes, my homie. How does Jason die in this one? Or how is he defeated, I should say, since he never dies.
How is he? Is this the? This is such a. I can't recognize this shot. Okay, I'm gonna guess this is from the one where the people are like BB shooting out in the woods. Is that the sixth one? And in that one, doesn't he get defeated by? Gosh, why can't I remember it?
I feel you've got it. I feel you've got it, man.
He gets like. Doesn't he get like run through by something? Like Tommy runs him over with a car or something. I can't even remember.
Oh, it would be cool if he did. I wish he would have.
I wish I remembered.
Anybody know?
This is the one where they put him under in the lake with the chain and shit, right?
That's right.
Yeah, and then the boat motor gets him, so that's probably
Damn,
like the
Eric
propellers.
filled
That's
in
probably
the
what he's
blanks.
thinking.
Yeah.
That's funny because if I had seen this, my answer would have been, "Oh, Tommy puts the chain around his neck and sinks him into the lake." You know what I mean? But which I would have given you the point for because that is what happened.
Yeah.
I don't think it matters that she slit his fucking throat. He doesn't die. He's just trapped down there. But
I need to rewatch the series all the way through. Clearly,
Yeah, I'm feeling that too, man.
it's time for a full series rewatch.
I've been trying to coax you guys. Like, hey, maybe they'll watch the series before the next one. All right,
I guess I have to next time.
Yeah, definitely before June, 100%.
Get ready, chat. Here's what we're gonna do. I think from what I have, I've got like a few after this, and they're all gonna be for the chat. All right, because we have pretty much we know who our winner is. Actually, I think I've got 4 after this, and I'll do 2 for the chat and two for the panel. Fuck, I don't know what to do. Now that I think about it. Either way, I'll figure it out. But this one's for the chat. Get ready, chat. This is for you. How does she die? How does she die, chat? How's she go? One of the cuter of the females in the series, I would say. And you know what?
I've changed my mind about that beard.
Pretty good.
Yeah. I'm always a little bit disappointed when she changes her mind. I'm like, what a fucking party pooper.
She's like, I just cleaned myself after sex. Like, we're good.
Chill is officially wrong.
I really want to know how they
Face
figured out
smashed
having
again?
sex on a hammock. Like, I really wish we got an answer
Yeah.
to that. Because, like,
Dylan,
I just keep imagining like rolling out while you're like taking back.
Yeah.
You just like face plant onto the ground.
like, I love a good hammock. It's hard to readjust yourself or be in there with a second person, much less like doing each other.
Yeah.
I think everybody is mixing this up with another shower kill.
This is
Face-
3, right? Correct?
Face shower skull crush. Yes, this is part 3. I figured I'd end it on one. Or not that I'm ending. I do have a few more for the chat after this, but I wanted to get one from part 3 in here. Dun, dun, dun. No, nobody knows.
She slips.
She is stabbed, but I need something much more specific.
She slips in the shower. It happens. It happens. Jason just walked in like, ooh, I missed my moment.
Evan, you're getting it, buddy. You and Dylan are
He's
going to
very
be
close. Yeah.
stabbed in the back. This is the one that Robbie alluded to earlier. This is the nod to Savini. She's reading a Fangoria magazine, reading an article about Tom Savini, and they do this homage to the Kevin Bacon kill.
Yeah, there's a
Okay.
Godzilla vs. Megalon poster in the magazine.
Yeah.
There it is. Yes.
Where's that coming from? Yeah.
I think that's like
It's a good
badass. That's a
That
really,
got
really
me.
good kill.
Like I
right.
winced during that. I was like, ooh.
So here's what we're gonna do. I think there's 3 more after this. These are all gonna be for the chat. So let's do this, guys. Dylan and Evan are tied at 3. Chill has 1. Chill, you could fucking run the table and win this thing. So bring it, guys. How does this guy die? How does this gentleman die?
Being too handsome.
Bam, my brother
being a
Neil
dumbass.
is on the board. Neil's on the board. He's got
He
1.
kept trying to run.
Axe
Should've
in the
gone on.
back. This is the reason I put this in here is I think it's such a unique kill. You never see Jason do something like this in a couple different ways.
The guy was giving him a run for his money.
Now he doesn't die right there, but they do leave him to die. And the other unique thing is that Jason leaves him as bait, and that's just like something unique to the remake. Yeah,
Yeah.
Neil's got it. 2000.
Is anyone else bummed that remake never got a sequel?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I liked it a
Absolutely.
lot.
Yep.
I
I
definitely
actually really like the remake.
Yeah, I thought it was a great starting point. And
Definitely.
fun fact, you know the dick that like cheats on his girlfriend, then yells
Trent?
at his girlfriend walking away. Trent, that same character, not the same actor, same character appears in Transformers 1.
Yeah.
So the reboot
No.
Friday the 13th universe and
Oh my God.
Transformers 1 are in the same, like Transformers Michael Bay are
Both-
in the same universe.
both
That's
produced by
crazy.
Michael Bay, or Michael Bay directed
Yeah.
the Transformers. Yeah,
Yeah.
Wow.
his name is Trent in both movies, played by the same actor, and he's like the same guy. He's
That's
a
so funny.
douchebag in both movies. So it's like, yeah, Transformers and Friday the 13th.
So that's why there's not a sequel, because Jason got blew up in like the Transformer battles
The
at some point. I
The-
guess.
yeah, the Decepticons. Jason saw the Decepticons like, you know what? I'm gonna move on. My mom, whatever. You know,
Teenagers
my mom
have more to
would
deal
understand.
with. Yeah.
I rewatched the Transformers movie recently. It's like Shia LaBeouf and his friend are like climbing a tree and being weird, and he's just shitting on them. Then he walks off. I'm like, and he's going to that cabin to get murdered by Jason. Canonically.
It's
All
crazy.
right, chat. You got a couple more left. Tell me how does this poor soul die?
Oh,
How does
gosh.
this cute little female die? Come on, chat.
She dies from perfume poisoning on her vagina.
Oh, that sounds like it would burn.
That's a way to go.
Evan Dylan. This is not easy. This is not an easy one. I would say it's actually a fucking one of the trickier ones. Slow
She drowned.
stab. I think Neil. I think this is what he's talking about. Yeah, slow stabbed. I think he's talking about. I think he's describing the kill in as few words as possible. I'm gonna give it to you, Neil. Slow stabbed, because it is. Yeah, it's exactly what the fuck happens. She walks in. Jason is laying in fucking bed. Then he pops up and does this, and then he slowly. And mind you, I edited this, so this goes on for a while. Slow stab. That's what he was talking about. Well done. Well done. All right, chat. Come on, chat. I think we've got this one and maybe one more after this. So come on, chat. How does
lot
this
of great
guy
hair.
die?
A lot of great hair in this series. Gotta
Yeah.
say.
Come on,
Wow.
chat. Give it
Good
to me.
flow.
I have like 3 friends that would kill for this hair, like probably in the way Jason does.
I feel like this is a tricky one because it's a small, grainy picture. Damn, Neil's got it. My brother from
shit.
another making a comeback.
Wow.
So
Hell
we are
yeah.
tied up, man. Neil's got it. We're tied at 3. Dylan, Evan, and Neil all with 3.
I
Sorry.
like that one.
I think this
Hell
is the
yeah.
last one right here. This is the last one, ladies and gentlemen,
Oh.
boys and girls in the chat. This is it. Evan, Dylan, Neil, you're tied at 3. How's this fucker die? Give me some description of the death. How
That
does
sexy
this guy
motherfucker right there.
die?
Yeah, he's got fuck me
Dude.
eyes.
Pearson. Yeah. Yeah.
And all the chicks just want him because of his cool headphones.
Yeah.
He's got
I'd
a
say-
Walkman.
The
Not
walk-
Look how
stabbed
thin
in the
that
back.
wire is. Ooh.
Ooh, not shower power, not back. Oh, shower, maybe probably for the last one. Come on, buddies. Who's got it?
Is he in Poe with that flag?
Is it cool to guess the
a good
movie
guess.
that is in? Should I wait until we finish this one?
Let's wait a couple seconds and then we'll
Okay.
tell, and then we'll do that. We'll give him a
Is this-
few more seconds. Anyone have this one? Come on. It's a pretty famous one, man.
You know,
It's
he
pretty
kind of
big-
looks like that.
Yes.
What's his?
I
name?
know a young kid that plays like doofy roles.
No, he was Joker, and he was in
Oh,
that
the
movie
ginger
Tom-
dude.
What's it? The
Wait,
Joker?
like was he Joker in which?
The
Oh,
Batman.
Barry.
Barry, yeah.
Barry Keegan. Yeah,
Keegan.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Barry Keegan.
Hmm.
Yeah, he kind of does.
Kinda reminds me.
I see that. Yeah.
All right,
He
Eric,
does look
what-
like he was on a Disney Channel show.
what movie do you think this is, Eric? Anybody know?
Is this part 6?
It is part 6. We've already talked about. We've seen this gentleman in a slide.
Yeah.
earlier.
He had the low cut shirt. He's the funny dude.
Yes, he is the funny
yeah.
guy. He's the guy
He's-
driving the RV. So that is, you got to give me something else. He's the guy.
You
How
want-
does? No, not you, brother. Killed watching
Jeez.
porn. Shield says.
Come on, this is the tiebreaker, right?
Yeah, we need it. We need it. And I don't know. Oh, I have
I think-
ways. I
I
have
think we're
ways
all
to.
intimidated by his looks right now. Like everyone's just stuttering. Like, look at it.
And he
Wow.
knows it too,
All right,
right?
here-
He's got that look like he knows he's the shit.
And it's just making him hotter, you know? It's the smugness just works
He's
for
the
him.
he's
God
the
damn.
he's the antithesis of Shelley.
Woo! Oh yeah. I would
All
pay
right.
to see this man in a wetsuit. Let me tell
I'm
you.
doing a. Bam, bam. My man comes through.
There it is.
There
J
you
Rob
go.
got it. J Rob got it, but he doesn't. He still didn't break the tie. But I've got tiebreakers. Don't worry. Listen to this.
Listen to this.
Death by Alice Cooper.
Yeah,
movie so
buddy.
For some reason, I thought it was gonna be with like a pencil. I think
With a fucking pencil. Jason Voorhees killed him with a fucking pencil. Neil say he's ashamed he didn't get it. I'm shocked. Dylan's ashamed as well. All right, Dylan, don't be ashamed because I need you with confidence because I have some tiebreakers right here. We're just gonna do it.
Look at this man prepared. Wow.
All right, so that we left off with the slides. We have some more slides. So those
Jason goes
very
hell.
sudden death right here. First person that
you
can
get
get the next one, not this one, the next the next one. So you ready? Dylan, Evan, Neil, you guys all have 3. The first one again, all I need is the movie that this next slide represents. Here we go. Right here. This is actually like kind of a trick question, I'm realizing. Let's see.
Look at
Let's
this
see.
man.
Who answers this? Let's see. Come on, buddies. Dylan's got it. My brother from another. My brother Dylan. Now, what this is, Evan had part 3 as well. What this is, Stan Winston, legendary makeup effects artist, actually designed this. This is pre-hockey mask. He made this design. This is what Jason is supposed to look like. And they thought he looked too monstrous. And they just didn't like the look. So they kept on trying all these different masks out and things to cover up his face. And then Martin Sadoff is his name. He was a big hockey fan. He went into his trunk. He had some hockey gear. He gave him the hockey mask. And then they had another guy. Hold on. I want to get this right. Another gentleman named Michael Zager. Oh, wait, no, that's the guy that did the music. Oh, shit. They had some other fucking guy that added the chevrons to it, the red chevrons. So that's the history behind the mask. But this is almost what Jason looked like. And it's like, it looks great, but I don't know. He would not be the icon, or maybe he would. It's more like the Burning. It's more like what the Burning guy looked like.
Yeah.
Well, it's so crazy to think like there's a time that you would see a hockey mask and not think, oh, that man's a killer, or like Jason Voorhees, like because it's so synonymous now with this horror series. And like, I look at it even like I was like, I played a little hockey when I was a kid and I watched it. I was like, oh yeah, that man looks like he's ready to fucking kill. Like, he's wearing the Jason. I used to call it the Jason mask before I knew it was like a hockey mask.
Yeah. There were a lot of like hockey goalies that were ostracized from society in the 80s, and this show is a tribute to them. So.
I can't look at this man anymore since he put on the mask.
All right, Dylan, congratulations, my brother. We got chill. Neil saying the raincoat wasn't scary. Almost. It could have been terrifying. Congrats, Dylan. Speech. Hell yeah. Good job, guys. I appreciate. Thank God for you guys. I really appreciate all you guys being here and making that not a disaster, which it could have been. So originally what I was saying was I was offering to give, like, this is what this is what the winner was going to get. You still could, but really I'm going to let the winner from the chat pick. And Dylan, you can just hit me up. I can send you pictures of these. It doesn't matter, but I got a bunch of them and you can have any one of them. This is a part 3 mask. This is a very different, like, you can't even appreciate the subtleties of this one. You have to see it in person. This is a part 6 mask that I made with some very different like methods. This one, I feel like this is the one that people are going to want. This was a Spirit Halloween mask, and this is a part 4. And Dylan, if you want me to add blood to that, I can. Hit me. I can do whatever the fuck you want. I can make it even doper. But you can have this one. Dun dun dun. I've got this one, which is just like I don't know what the fuck it is. It's like a part 6. Yeah, I guess it's a part 6 mask with blood. And then here's a part 5 mask. So Dylan, you tell me what you want. And then Robbie, you pick from what's left. If that sounds like a deal.
Sounds great to me.
Yeah, Dylan, just let me know. You don't got to do it this second, but we'll figure it out. You have my number. We are in contact, my friend. So hell yeah, I appreciate all you guys. And let's go ahead and rate Friday the 13th part 3 and get up out this bitch. So Robbie, my brother, final thoughts on Friday part 3 and your rating out of 5.
I think I've been harsh on this movie in my past, and I do like it. I enjoy it a lot. I think it's awesome. I have a lot of fun with it. It's really, if you have the chance to watch it in 3D, watch it in 3D because it's so much fun. I love the characters. Like, I love part 2 because I think the characters are more likable and more like distinguished, but there's something cool about the characters in this one too. Like, we know who Shelly is, right? We know who the handstand guy is. We know his, by the way, his girlfriend's pregnant.
Yeah.
Right? They mentioned that very early on. And then we got the potheads in the back too. You know, it's got some interesting characters, things we can really vibe with. It's set, like, I think it was Wes or something that said this is where the franchise kind of gets its identity, right?
Yeah.
So I like this. I think it's a pretty solid movie. I'll give it a 3.69.
3.69, bruh. Anna, are you like really behind or what? This is my wife out there guessing things. That was like 10 minutes ago. Anna, get it together. Dylan's giving part 3 a 4.69999999. I love it, brother. I love it. All right, so with 3.69 from Mr. Rock and Robbie Billups, the missing link, my brother from another. What do you got for this one, dude?
Yeah, I could. This one was fun, especially compared to my last viewing. I want to give it a 4. Last one I just watched. I just remember it was really harsh on it, and I was expecting the same thing, and I was like really pleasantly surprised.
Because we're converting you, man. You've been fully converted, dude.
But it is cool to see, like, this is where he's got, like Wes said, that iconic look. But the fact that he still wasn't completely the Jason we know him as, because he's like into with knives to the knees and stuff, but still a very entertaining movie. And the handstand and all that shit, Shelly, as annoying as he is, adds to the charm of the movie.
Totally. Yeah. Hell yeah. Well said, dude.
He's not as bad as Jar Jar Binks, right?
Yeah, but he is on that level. They're going on the same poster together.
Jar Jar Binks is
Shelly's gonna have his arm around Jar Jar. All right, hell yeah, man. So a 4 from Link. What do you got, Mr. Spicy Red?
What were we rating them out of again?
5.
Classic 5. Okay. I said in the beginning, I think this is like it just nails being a classic. Like, if you're gonna watch one slasher movie to get like a vibe of what like a general slasher movie is, this nails it perfectly. It's got fun characters. It's got great deaths. It's got it like seems a little bit self-aware, but not like as self-aware as it becomes like in part 6. But like a little bit to like, work. I think Chris does a great performance. The way it ends, like where she's like mentally broken, I think that's for like a simple movie, a real bummer ending. And do they ever follow up on that? Does she ever show up again?
Nope.
No, she doesn't, right? They don't kill her at the beginning of the next one. Oh, I do want to mention while I'm thinking of it, one of my fun facts that I never got to, the original conception for this movie, what they were going to do was bring Amy Steele back, the final girl from part 2, and they were going to have her, she was going to be in a mental institution, and Jason was going to break into the hospital and start killing nurses and doctors, making her way to Amy Steele. So they were pretty much going to do Halloween 2 as Friday the 13th Part 3. So that's interesting. And she didn't want to come back because she had other obligations.
Good for her. She's got things going on.
Yeah, right.
No, that's part of the reason I think they gave Chris that backstory with Jason, like because they're like, oh, we want the main girl to like have some awareness of this person.
It's a great point.
That's what I figured.
And I love that moment when she's like, no, not you. And he lifts his, this is why I think that he, in my mind, I don't want to headcanon it because I want to respect Jason doing what he does. But that's why I think like he sexually assaulted her, just because when he lifts up his mask, like he just like the way he like smiles at her, like, yeah, it was me. And what the fuck else did he do with her? She passed out. He took her. He didn't kill her. You know what I mean? She survived. So it's like, what did he do with her? You know what I mean?
But I also get the vibe Jason, like, he's like kind of got like that. He's a little bit of like an incel type vibe. Like he wouldn't want to have sex with people. Like he sees it as evil, you know, like that's kind of my vibe with him.
It's something about that smile that he gives her when he lifts
But I get that
mask
too.
up.
Yeah.
Right. Other than that, like everything about who he is as a character, he's like more asexual. He's like a child. He's like stunted and like kind of remains a child. So you would think he's asexual, but that moment, I don't know. They definitely go away from it. The franchise never revisits that idea. But if the franchise ended right here, I think we would be talking about him as the rapist, Jason Voorhees, that sexual predator. But I don't know. It's interesting to think about. But a 4 from Spicy Red. What do you got, Wes?
I think I'm going to give it.
I didn't even give a number.
I'm sorry.
You just throw it. I was going to give it a 4. Yeah. Like I know we got sidetracked, but like, I mean, 4.
Were you really
feel genuine? I was gonna say 4, but now I feel like I'm obligated.
I've been doing this for a minute, Robbie. I think we start to just pick up on people's scores from their body language. We can tell where you're going with it. All right. So as predicted, a 4 from Eric. What about you, Wes?
I think I'm gonna have to give it like a 3.5 because it's so corny and cheesy, but like that's part of the charm. And it does kind of like it does lose a little bit of the atmosphere with the accommodations for the 3D and overlighting everything, but it's just it really does find its identity. The mask, the tongue-in-cheek kind of way it goes about everything. The characters are a lot more fun, I think, in this one and more memorable than in some of the others. Especially Chris. I really like Chris. I think she's a badass. The whole third act is pretty dope. I think for all the faults it has in its first two parts, the first 2/3, it really makes up with it with the final third.
Exactly. Yeah. So hell yeah. So it was a 3.5 from you. I'm gonna give it. I gave part 2 a 4.25. And I'm going to give this one a 4.25 too, because there's things that it does better and there's things that it doesn't do as well. One of the things that we all commented on when we did part 2 is like, oh my God, these characters are so likable. There's just a vibe and there's not one of them that you hate. And then this was the beginning of the creep. This might be the first movie that told slasher movies like, hey, maybe you might want to put some unlikable characters in there. People might like to see them die. And it's they don't go full. There's nobody that you're like, oh my God, you just like. But even like the stoners are a little bit annoying. Shelley's clearly trying to be annoying and be a not likable character, but there's a charm to it.
Or he's nothing.
Yeah, this finds that balance of being like not like completely forgettable characters. Or there's enough there that they annoy you a little bit, but you don't fucking hate them at all. And then it's too slow early on, but it makes up for it so much in the third act. Like I just think it's legitimately like scary. Like the atmosphere isn't there. You're totally right, Wes. Like it's not something I had thought about, but like they had to overly light it to get the 3D effect, and it does take something away. But like with the clarity that you see Jason at the end of the movie, that's why thank God they got the mask, because like this is some of the best shots that you ever get of Jason because of how well he's lit and everything. But a 4.25, man. This is, I would say it's tied with number 2 as my favorite in the series so far. And again, it won't be till June 13th that we get to talk about another one of these bad boys. So we'll recap there. What did we have? What did you have, Robbie? A 3.69? 369 from you. And Link gave it a 4. Spicy Red predictably gave it a 4, and a 3.5 from the West. So let me pull up my little shizzle McNizzle here. Excuse me. Here we go. Very excited, man. I'm
Ooh.
buying this bitch on Fandango. I've heard nothing but good things about oh shit. I'm always trying to figure out, do I say heretic or heretic? Heretic.
Heretic.
Thank you.
Heretic. Are people
Heretic.
saying heretic?
No, I once I got it in my head that it was a possibility, now I keep fucking it up. You know what I mean? But I'm super excited about this. This just dropped on video on demand. Lake and I have been trying to catch up on all of the biggest releases from 2024 in the horror genre, trying to review as many as we can before 2025 hits us. So very stoked to be doing this one on Thursday. Again, it's on video on demand right now. And the following week, Terrifier 3, baby. The day after Christmas, December 26th, a Thursday. We're talking Terrifier 3. I have not seen it. I'm so fucking excited to watch this thing. I've got my my 4K will be here on the 17th. Very excited about that. And then might as well just finish up the year. We're going to be very 2024 heavy because we're ending the year with the beginning of Fang Fest, our big vampire fest. Nosferatu.
Yes.
Yeah,
Nice.
buddy. Me and Link and Stu all making it to the theater to see Nosferatu. We're going to cover this bitch the last Thursday of the year. So excited. So excited about that. But not as excited as I am as we continue Van Damme December over on PCP. Tell the people about it, Robbie.
Oh, that's right. We're concluding our PCP Movie Night 2024 season with one of the greatest Van Damme pictures of all time, Street Fighter, starring the amazing Raul Julia in his final role. And he's the reason why this movie is amazing. So Van Damme's been very good for PCP. So join us on Monday night at 8 p.m. Central Time. And then on Thursday at 6 p.m. Central Time, join me for a conversation with my good buddy of over 20 years, Mark Spears. He's kind of become a big artist in the comic book industry right now. And I've known this guy for too long. So we're bringing him onto the channel.
I was following him long before that I knew that you had any kind of relationship with him. I've been a fan of his work for years.
Yeah, I've definitely heard this name before.
Mark's super cool, and he's just going to blow up even further. So he's got a Kickstarter going on right now. And I was like, you know what? We keep talking about it, but we never do it. Why don't you come on to the channel? Let's have a chat. So Mark Spears, that will be on Thursday.
Hell motherfucking yeah. All right. Link, you got any final words before we get out this? Anything hilarious to drop on us?
Oh, such short notice. Fuck Shelly and Rick. That's all.
Hey, well, who's worse? Who's worse, Rick or Shelly?
Rick, I'd have to be honest. You know, like Shelly's somewhat endearing. It's like, Rick, get your old ass out of here, bro. You're not even, you know,
so
what's going on here?
Yes. Oh, dude, I wanted to mention this. This is just a silly little thing about the movie that I'm glad I remember to say before we get the fuck out of here. Fox is the biker chick. When she started, I don't know what it is. Like they're like, oh, a barn. I'm gonna investigate. What the fuck? The way she's just walking through the barn, like touching random things and like playing with it, is the silliest thing in like any movie I've ever seen. Like, what are you doing?
That's a city girl. That's like a city girl enjoying farm life for the first time. You know?
Yeah.
Maybe like, as a country boy, I just don't get it.
I half expected her to break out into song, honestly, because she's all like ding ding ding.
Yeah.
It was like, is this
like
gonna
how
be a
like
musical
we're not
number?
in Kansas anymore. She's now in Kansas. You know, she's like, ooh.
Hell yeah, man. Spicy Red, you got anything to promote on the way out of here? You doing anything?
I have nothing going on right now, but every time I'm with you, I really want to. So, you know what? Anyone bother me on social media and make something, then I'll do it just because nothing empowers me more than spite. Like, so please just annoy me. If I want Punch Red Thunder on Instagram and Twitter, annoy me and maybe I'll make something weird.
Hell yeah. We've got a bunch of good content going back. Go look us up. We did a fantastic Evil Dead chat. That is our second highest viewed video in the history of the channel. And then we did what I would say is, and then I would say we did an even better chat on Hereditary, and nobody watched it. So it's like, what the fuck? It was one of our least viewed videos. Like, what the hell was that?
If you want to see us chat about something else, my old podcast, Two Geeks, Different Streets, we introduced Verno to the Pokemon movies, and it's one of the few things that I make that I listen to because it's so funny. It's like Burrow didn't know what a Pokeball was. I was like, I can't fathom that.
I still barely do. Barely do. And Wes, tell people where they can find more of what you're doing online.
You can find me just about anywhere at this tag here, Wespresso _films. Yeah, it's all reversed. TikTok, Instagram, you can find me on those. I'm gonna start doing YouTube soon because I'm pretty sure TikTok might be going away soon. But so check me out on those things. I will be there. Soon to be doing stuff on YouTube, hopefully.
Hell, mother trucking yeah. Well, I appreciate you being here. All you guys in the chat, you guys are fucking fantastic. All you guys on the panel, you guys are, don't tell the chat, but you're even better. I honestly probably like you guys even more than the chat. Don't tell them. They don't like
I
you.
agree.
But you guys are the best. We'll see you next Thursday for Heretic or Heretic, either way.